With the second pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Chase Young, defensive end, Ohio State.
But you know, as they say, hail to the Redskins. Let's roll, man. Let's go.
Welcome, all my fellow Redskin brethren and sistren. I am your man and resident Redskins fan, Lou. Thank you for joining me here on the Redskins Report. So, in a normal offseason after the draft, the rookies would be heading up to Ashburn, meeting with the coaching staff, and we would be seeing them for the first time in the burgundy and gold as they would take part in rookie mini camps. That's not going to take place, obviously, with the climate that we're in right now with the Rona. And so we are getting back to a level of normalcy this Thursday, however, as the schedule will be released as planned. We don't know if the schedule will actually play out the way that it's going to be laid out for us on Thursday, but that's the way the NFL is moving forward right now. Can't wait to take a look at that. We'll be able to talk about that on Thursday night. In addition to that, the Redskins signed an offensive tackle, so we'll be able to talk about that as well. And we'll probably be able to talk about what we're going to talk about right now, which is Dwayne Haskins penning a letter that's up on redskins.com in which he chronicles his rookie season, talks about his emotions of being drafted and how the season went and all of the relationships in the locker room and how he was out to compete and how things didn't always go the way that he intended, but he learned so much from a rookie season that has him prepared to do big things in his sophomore campaign as the unquestioned leader of the Washington Redskins and quarterback. Now, I know a lot of you don't believe he's the unquestioned starting quarterback, that is, of the Washington Redskins, but he is, in fact, that. Doug Williams has said it on numerous occasions. I don't think Ron Rivera and company really like the fact that Doug continues to say this, but it's the truth. And Ron, for all intents and purposes, has said it without saying it, that Dwayne's the guy and he's going to get every opportunity to prove he's as such. And so I'm looking forward to that. And I think this is a great piece by Dwayne, kind of humanizing him to a degree. Not to say that he wasn't already, a guy that had human-like qualities before, but there are some people that look at him as something other than the starting quarterback of the Washington Redskins and a young, 21, 22-year-old that's getting an opportunity. I think some people view him in a different light, and I think this is a great opportunity for him to tell his side of the story and to give you some insight into the way he views things. And so if you were on the fence about Dwayne as a person, and again, you got to be able to separate Dwayne, the quarterback, from Dwayne, the person off the field. If you're not a big fan of Dwayne, the person off the field, maybe this helps you a bit. If you're not a fan of Dwayne Haskins, period, on the field, off the field, doesn't matter. This isn't going to do anything for you. And so, and I can't help you as a Redskins fan if you just don't like him for whatever reason. Again, you got to be able to separate the two. You may not care for Dwayne off the field and some of the social media antics that he has, but that's different from the guy on the field. And so maybe this helps you a bit. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see. But in any event, I'm going to read you this letter. It's on redskins.com if you haven't had a chance to look at it. I've got the actual print on the screen as I'm going to have the print as I read on the screen. So if you're watching, you can follow along. If you aren't watching, you can follow the sound of my voice. Hopefully I'm able to articulate the letter and give you an accurate depiction of what it says verbatim, and you're able to internalize everything that's being said. If you've already read the letter, then maybe this video isn't for you because it's a lengthy letter. And so I'm going to read every single word of it to you, the viewer out there. Hopefully you are able to learn a little bit about Dwayne Haskins. And I really like this letter. I really feel like it is a glimpse into the mind of Dwayne Haskins, and it kind of gives you that sense of the competitiveness that we've all talked about this guy has, but also a guy that gets it. He didn't make any excuses in this letter. He talks about wanting to get better, and you can see a guy that actually has internalized everything that he's seen in just a year's time in the league. And I think he's going to be a better quarterback because of it. So here's the letter. In my words, Dwayne Haskins shares the experiences of his first NFL season. I hope you guys enjoy. So everything you hear after this statement is going to be the words of Dwayne Haskins. And so it starts. It was April 25th, 2019, and the Washington Redskins, were on the clock. Friends and family and mentors surrounded me as the burgundy and gold flashed on the screen. I was actually in Nashville before the NFL draft for some marketing opportunities. People asked, "Why are you going home?" The answer was simple. Family is very important to me. You can only take 5 people to the draft, and I have at least 15 cousins. Instead, I decided to rent out a bowling alley that my family went to when I was in high school. It was a cool little event. There was a VIP section for my close family and all the people that I'm really close with. I packed the place with all the cousins, nieces, and nephews I could. There was also the chance that the Redskins were going to draft me, so I wanted to be close to home. This was the realization of a dream coming true. I started playing football when I was 8 years old and playing quarterback when I was 10. From that point on, I dreamed of being an NFL quarterback. I had literally watched every single draft pick, 1 all the way to 256. It was like Christmas Eve. I watched going back to the Calvin Johnson draft in 2008. I would literally watch every draft. I always dreamed of being drafted. Now it was about to happen. The pick was in, and my phone started to ring. The Redskins were drafting me. Commissioner Roger Goodell announced the pick as my family cheered, and my life changed forever. The move felt natural to me. I moved from Virginia to Gaithersburg, Maryland, which is a 40-minute drive from FedEx Field. In my freshman year, I attended Bullis School in Potomac. I won the MVP at my first Nike camp in the Redskins indoor facility. I went to Redskins games in high school, and I remember writing about quarterback Robert Griffin III as the sports editor of my school newspaper. Ohio State sets the bar high just because of the atmosphere you play in on game day in the Horseshoe. I was playing at Wisconsin, Penn State, and Michigan State, playing in the Big Ten championship game and the Rose Bowl. Those are some big-time atmospheres. In the NFL, every game is a big-time atmosphere. A lot of college teams might have several professional caliber players. In the NFL, everyone is on that level. But I was ready. Definitely feel like I was prepared to play, at least not to be scared of the moment. I didn't know too many people on the Redskins, but I could tell there were a lot of great guys on the team. Meeting AP for the first time was crazy. He does everything you see on the highlight tape as a kid. He's just a true OG. You try not to be in too much awe of him because he's your teammate, but you admire what he's been through. Him, Landon Collins, and Morgan Moses all have tried to mentor me since I came into the league. And then there was the quarterback room that had Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, and Alex Smith. Being around a veteran who's earned his keep isn't foreign territory for me. At Ohio State, I played behind JT Barrett. He was a 3-time captain and an all Big Ten selection. He broke school records. I remember watching Colt when he played at Texas. I remember Case at Houston throwing for 5,000 plus yards. I remember Alex running for a touchdown against the Saints in the NFC divisional playoffs in 2012. They helped me in several ways. They recommended I lift on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays so my body has more time to recover and I can meet with the quarterback's coach longer. They also offered scouting reports. Colt would say, "I played this defensive coordinator 2 years ago and he likes to bring this and bring that." Alex would say, "I played this corner and he plays this type of tendency." I respected them as players and as quarterbacks because of what they've been through. But at the same time, I'm here to compete. I'm here to earn a starting job. I knew I had an opportunity to start in OTAs and training camp, but I also knew if I worked hard enough and grew as a quarterback, I was going to get an opportunity to help the team. I knew I just had to keep learning and developing my body. Quarterbacking in the NFL is so much more complicated and difficult. Everyone is good at what they do. In college, you get away with so much. And then on top of that, you're not playing the best teams all the time. A linebacker can mess up on cover 2. He drops the other way, and you throw a touchdown. In the NFL, that's never going to happen. I couldn't be sloppy with my eyes. If I stare at the tight end for too long, they're going to jump the route. Those guys are so in tune with the quarterback that they're even able to read your body language. I remember talking to Ryan Anderson and Tim Settle, and they said they could tell when I was going to snap the ball based on where I was standing. It's stuff that you don't even know people are noticing. I was always looking for feedback from them. I would ask questions like, am I settling better? Is my cadence more efficient? Where I'm saying my ready more loudly, or am I holding it longer before I snap it? It's stuff you might not necessarily notice as a young guy. I just had to learn to pick up the nuances that can make you a pro. During training camp, I heard all the talk of the media discussing who won the day between Colt, Case, and myself. Avoiding that stuff is definitely easier said than done. We knew we were in a competition with one another. Case was trying to be the best Case could be every day. Colt was trying to be the best Colt could be every day. Let me go to the next page. I'm just trying to be the best I can be each and every single time I step on the field, whether it's a workout, walkthrough, practice, or game. I want to continue to learn and grow each step of the way. I remember how I felt in our first preseason game against the Cleveland Browns. My first time coming back to Ohio. I was out there guns blazing, throwing plenty and pushing the ball down the field. Of course, I made mistakes, but to be playing in an NFL preseason game, it was like a dream. It was definitely a humbling experience because I didn't play the greatest first game, but it was just fun to be out there. It was a great opportunity. Eventually, Case became the starter, but I understood the decision. He, along with Colt, had knowledge of the system, their leaders, their veterans. They've played in the NFL before, and they know what it looks like and have more experience. I knew my opportunity would come, though. I just had to stay prepared. I helped my team win 3 state championships in high school. I helped lead Ohio State to a Big Ten championship and a victory in the Rose Bowl. Losing just 2 games back then was a big deal. I never thought I would lose 13 games. We had a couple of tough games early on and some good games where we had our opportunities in. I remember Case coming off the field late in one of our early games and telling me, man, it's a grown man's league. It'll eat you up if you let it. Probably the biggest thing I took from Case was that you have to have the right guys and the right mindset to overcome losing. I had my dogs and my parents. I talked to Urban Meyer and Terry McLaurin. They helped me stay focused. In college, it's easy to buy in. You're on scholarship. Your food's free. Your rent's free. All you care about is walking to class and playing on Saturdays and hopefully doing enough on Saturdays to get to the league. In the NFL, some people want new contracts. Some people want to get traded. Some people don't want to be here. Some people want to be here. Some people are married with kids. Other guys and some guys walk around and do whatever they please. But that's the cool thing about playing quarterback. You find a way to bring those people together and build a team. When we went to play the New York Giants in week 4, it was like homecoming of sorts. It also brought me and my first regular season opportunity. The game was an emotional experience for me. I lived in New Jersey until I was 14. I went to Giants games and remember watching Eli Manning. I wanted to get out there, throw 8 touchdowns, and just beat the mess out of them. But that didn't happen. It was a humbling experience. I couldn't even look at my phone because I knew it was going to be bad. I had made a couple of good throws, but it wasn't fun to watch. My demeanor before the snap was terrible. My eyes weren't in the right spot at the top of my drop. I remember looking at the film and thinking, what was I doing? I got another shot against the Vikings in week 8. I wasn't in sync or rhythm at all. That didn't make me lose confidence, but it felt like I was against myself. It should be easier than this. I had just thrown 50 touchdowns at Ohio State. Why wasn't it easy? Then I talked to Alex for about 2 hours. Of course it's not going to be easy, he said. You're a rookie who hasn't played in the NFL and is learning a new system. That made sense. So once I was named the starter a week later, I decided I was going to keep things simple and let the plays come to me. That's when things started to pay off. When I was in college, Coach Ryan Day told me something I still remember. Bad things are going to happen. But if you make things worse, the whole game could be over from there. Fall on the ball if there's a fumble. Throw it away if someone is covered. Don't put the offense in 3rd and 16 because you want to make 4 or 5 guys miss. Those are the simple things I focused on for the rest of the season. I remember going into the Buffalo game with so much more confidence, partly because I was able to continue to learn and had faced some early adversity. I was humbled and understood how difficult this league could be. I still made some mistakes in that game, but my mind was calm. It was windy outside and the Bills Mafia was loud, but I was going to be the best me, the best quarterback, the best leader I could be. There were still some bumps along the way. I thought we were going to beat the Jets. They were blitzing us all game and Jamal Adams had 3 sacks. It was just bad. It's all about thinking positively and what you tell yourself. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, if I study and put in the work, I'm going to play well. There's no doubt I was starting to play better, but it was all about getting into that groove of knowing I will make mistakes. As long as I'm making more plays than mistakes, it's going to work out. Outside of our game against Maryland at Ohio State, the game against the Lions was probably the most anxiety I've ever felt in a game. We were back and forth with them. They were kicking field goals. We were kicking field goals. That's what I love about NFL games. Every game is competitive until the last 2 or 3 possessions. That's when it matters most. We started to find some momentum. I found Terry on a 15-yard play. Adrian ran for a 6-yard gain. I completed a pass to Darius that put us in field goal range to tie the game. Then we got an interception that gave us a chance to win at the last minute. It was 3rd and 5 with less than 30 seconds left. I motioned Trey Quinn over and I saw it was man coverage. I looked for Quinn, but he was covered. I could have made the throw, but it would have been a contested ball. So I reset, and as I was trying to avoid a sack, I saw Terry running across the field. I put the ball where only he could make the catch. He came down with it, and it put us in a position to kick the field goal and take the lead. 2 plays later, another interception sealed the game. We had just gotten our second victory and the first of my career. I'll never forget how I felt after that interception. I threw down my water bottle, looked up at the sky, and screamed with joy. It was the first of many to come in my career. If I could say anything to the fans who have grown up watching the Redskins, it would be that we are growing, working as hard as we can, doing the right things, and building a winning mindset on and off the field. I hear people say, what does that mean? It's the way we practice. It's the way we eat in the dining room, the way we lift. A lot of times last year, I thought we were dragging. This year, I feel a new sense of urgency. That's what's fun about football. It's the want to play your best in every situation. That's something I think is important as far as trying to be able to compete with the best of the best teams in the NFL. If you don't think you have a fighting chance, there's no way you're going to win. I feel like we are growing, continuing to grow as a group. We are learning a lot about what it takes to be a winning football team. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. I hope to see Redskins Nation again soon. And so that was Dwayne Haskins penning his letter to Redskins fans and giving us a little insight into his rookie campaign and where he is now. And he feels like this team is continuing to grow. He feels like they're moving in the right direction and that it's a new day in Redskins Park. And we all feel that way as fans. And it's good to hear the leader of this football team moving forward, kind of in lockstep with the way that we feel as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing Dwayne get out there and sling it, man. I thought this letter was refreshing. It was a good read. It was a really good bit of information about the way he internalizes things, which I love. I love the fact that he's a competitor. I love the fact that he's not making any excuses. He realized that he did not play well at certain points of last season and that sometimes he was ill-prepared, but he realized he needed to put in the work and he needed to be better and he got better and he realized that he had to play with the utmost confidence because everybody's looking at him. And if he's not playing with confidence, if he doesn't have the right posture, if he's slouching, if his eyes are in the wrong place, then things can go wrong. And I think he's all starting to take everything into account, and his accountability is at an all-time high now. And I love it. I love every single thing that I read in that letter. And so what do you guys think about what Dwayne Haskins had to say? And leave it down in the comment section. You think that this is the guy you want leading this franchise? Did this not move you in any way, shape, or form? What did you feel after reading this? You know, did it change the way you view Dwayne off the field? Does it change the way you feel about him going into the 2020 season? I want to see it. I want to feel it. I want to hear it down in the comment section. I think this will be a hot topic of discussion potentially on Thursday night as well. Looking forward to that. Remember, we will be live for the Redskins Report on Thursday night. Let's set it for 9 p.m. I want to give them a chance to release the schedule. They're going to make this thing a long, drawn-out process, so who knows when they get to the Redskins schedule. I'm pretty sure we'll get chunks and bits and pieces of the Redskins schedule, and by the time they release the schedule, we'll probably already know the Redskins' entire schedule. But one thing's for sure. I'm going to come on live, and I won't come on live until we have the Redskins schedule in entirety, so in its entirety, so that we can discuss it together on the program. So look forward to doing that. Remember, I am a Redskins fan, etched in burgundy and gold. My Redskins spirit will never die. Redskins spirit will never fold until we meet again. Hail to our beloved Washington Redskins. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe to the Louie T Network for more great content. If you haven't already done so, make sure you follow me on IG. Louie T Network _ is the IG handle. Look forward to chopping it up with you guys tomorrow. Should be a ton of fun. I can't wait to see that schedule. And also, leave it down in the comment section. How did you feel about this Dwayne Haskins letter? And did it change your outlook on the season? Did it change your outlook on Dwayne as a quarterback on the field, or maybe a guy off of it? Want to read how you felt. Maybe it didn't move you at all. Either way, leave it down in the comment section along with a like. I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. Remember, stay safe. All right. Protect yourself and your family. I look forward to talking to you guys next time. Take care. Louie T.